Okay, so this is part 2 of my July haul. If you haven't seen part 1, go and see that because I show a lot of other stuff, and we're just going to get right on into the remaining things. I have one more new thing that I want to show, and it's something that I've been meaning to buy for a really, really long time, but I haven't had the money or the chance, and that is Helterskelter Fashion Unfriendly. This is a single volume, and a lot of people have been buying this one lately. It's josei. It's a really, really good josei about like the fashion industry and things of that nature. And I've read it already, and this is one of those manga where you read it once and you really have to read it again. Not because it's confusing, just because you just want to go read it again with the context that you have. It's just a really good manga for like repeat reads. Like, I can't really describe it. It's just so wild and just so insane, this manga. I absolutely adore it, and I'm super glad I finally got to pick it up. I'm moving one of these huge ass fucking bags. They're in my way. But yeah, Helterskelter Fashion Unfriendly is finally mine, and it is excellent. Alright, now we're going to get into continued pickups. This is something that came in the mail literally yesterday, so I haven't really touched it, but I'm very excited to touch it all the fuck over, and that is Spirit Circle Volume 4. This manga comes out at like the perfect pace for me, because it gives you time to like digest what you've read before. It's not like, it doesn't come out too quickly. It's very nice, but I absolutely love this manga. It makes me really, really want to go and locate Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer, which is the manga that the manga author did before this. But yeah, if you haven't jumped in on Spirit Circle, definitely consider doing so, because it is good. Next up we have just Volume 2 of the Elder Sister-like one. Again, very thin, very small. It's definitely not going to be worth your money. If you have very limited funds, maybe possibly pass up on the Elder Sister-like one, because it is very small and very tiny. And I guess a lot of effort went into the production of this manga, because it used to be a porn. It used to be straight up porn. But I guess the author was offered a chance to actually officially serialize it, so they had to go back and make it a little more tamer. So a lot of effort went into the making of this, which is probably why it's so small. But it's definitely not something that I suggest everybody go out and get. Especially if you don't like the Sisicon kind of thing, like this big sister complex sort of thing that anime and manga tends to do. But yeah, it's just about this kid who accidentally summons a demon, and he wishes for an older sister-like character because he's never had a family before. It's a very sweet premise, but you can definitely tell it used to be a porn that was softened down into softcore. But yeah, I'm kind of interested to see where it will lead, because it keeps on like hinting that it's gonna go like someplace darker for the main character, but I don't know yet. It's pretty much just a lot of ass shots and a lot of cute like family moments for this kid and his older sister demon character. But yeah, so far I mean it's okay, but like I said, don't go head over heels for it, because it is a $13 volume. It is tiny as fuck. So yeah, might not be worth if you are dealing with limited funds. Next up, this was an early pickup that I got from it was a combined Kodansha vertical booth, because they're apparently like the same company. But this is coming out later this month, and that is My Boy Volume 2. I can feel it going to places I don't want it to go. The reason I got this, well, it's the reason I got this series is because I wanted to see if it would actually take it there, which is a romance between like a 30-year-old woman and a 12-year-old boy, which is weird as fuck, and no, thank you. But it feels like it's slowly, like the characters within the manga are starting to be like, this is kind of weird, why are you hanging out with this little boy? Jesus all like, I want to mother him. But it doesn't really it feels like it could go in an unwholesome route, but right now, as it stands, it's still like on the fence at this volume, at this point. I really hope it just continues, just her struggling with wanting to be a maternal character in this kid's life. I really, really hope it doesn't get like weird and romantic, because it should not, but it could, so we'll just have to see about my boy, and whether or not it treads the fine line. Next up, I caught up on Mobile Suit Gundam Wing and the Waltz Glory of the Losers. Got Volume 6 and Volume 7, which is coming out later this month. Another early pickup that was available through the Kodansha Vertical Industry booth. But yeah, just caught up on this series. I don't know how long it's going to be. I know it's 11 volumes currently. I don't know if that's the end, but it's a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. But I guess I don't know how they're managing to do it though. Like, you'd think it wouldn't be very long, but they're managing to stretch it out pretty far. So yeah, that's Mobile Suit Gundam Wing and the Waltz Glory of the Losers. Such a mouthful. Volume 6 and Volume 7. Next up we have Giant Spider and Me, Volume 2. This, the plot, not the plot twist, but the cliffhanger that Volume 1 ends on is very quickly resolved in Volume 2, which is, I guess that's okay, that's fine. But it ends on another cliffhanger, which is all like, oh god. But, yeah, it's another really cute post-apocalyptic volume. We are introduced to a couple more characters. It's really interesting, and definitely something you should pick up if you're looking for something kind of unique, but also something that isn't, like, wild and crazy. Because for a manga that takes place in a post-apocalyptic setting where one of the characters is a giant spider, it's actually pretty chill. It's really nice, and I like it. Next up, we just have Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid Kana's Daily Life, Volume 2. They announced at the, I didn't get to see it because it was either that or go to the Kase-san and Morning Glories premiere, the industry panel for 7 Seas. They're releasing the manga for, what's her face? Oh shit. The water dragon from like the Peace Tribe. Shit. I've forgotten her name, but they announced that they're going to be publishing another Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid spin-off, so very excited for that. Her name's on the tip of my fucking tongue, but I've completely forgotten it. I wonder if I can... Maybe she's in here? I doubt it. I highly doubt it. Hideouts. Yeah, no. But they announced another spin-off, which is very, very fun. Very, very exciting. But yeah, we got that one. Just fill up on those little lolly dragon vibes that this manga gives off. Next up we have The Flowers of Evil, Complete Omnibus Volume 3. The next omnibus is going to be the last volume, and I finally am going to be able to experience this manga that at first I didn't think I'd be able to, because again, the single volumes are going out of print. So I absolutely love the fact that we're getting these omnibuses. They're not like best fucking quality, because of course for when you have an omnibus which slaps 3 volumes together, you're going to sacrifice a little bit of quality. The pages are going to be a little thinner. It's going to be a little fatter, of course. You're going to have to be a little careful reading it, because if you put like too much wear and tear on it, the spine's going to crack a little. But Vertical does really, really good omnibuses. They have not done me dirty at all with any of their larger, kind of fatter series. A lot of their stuff, it holds up very well. It's very nice. The pages are just a little thinner. If you're one of those fuckers that are like, oh no, the paper's too thin, I will not touch it. It will burn my hands. Maybe not for you, but it's a good affordable way to get into Flowers of Evil, considering these single volumes are going out of print. It's very nice. Next up, I picked up Sekirei Volume 4, since Volume 5 is coming out later this month. Haven't gotten into this yet, but, you know, it promises to be a very titillating time. Very, very excited. I tend to fall behind on these more expensive Yen Press series. I tend to hold off on buying them for like 1 or 2 months after they've been released, so I'm usually behind. I'm going to try and maybe possibly keep up a little closer with Sekirei, but no promises. Next up, I just caught up just a little tiny bit on Inuyashiki. I bought volumes 3 and volume 4. I was going to buy another volume, but I guess money was a problem and money was an issue, and I didn't want to spend too much money, so I figured just getting 2 more volumes in the series would be fine. But yeah, I'm very excited to continue on with the series. I've had volumes 1 and 2 for a very long time, and now I'm going to have volumes 1 through 4 for a very long time, because I am as much as I am very interested in the Inuyashiki storyline, I am in no hurry to finish it, even though I originally was, not so much anymore, but I will eventually complete it, so watch out. Next up, we just got Anonymous Noise, Volume 9, just a continuation of Anonymous Noise. I just love the style of this manga. It's very, very cool, and just very stylish. It's very stylish. High, top-tier stylish. But, yeah, I love just the band dynamic. Just, even if there's like a love triangle, which is just, I do not like love triangles. Love triangles are gross and ick, and I've read too many love triangles already in my life. I don't need any more. Just the band dynamic is what saves Anonymous Noise for me, and that's pretty much why I'm at Volume 9 and why I haven't dropped it yet. I'm in too deep to drop it already. I'm never going to drop Anonymous Noise. I'm in too deep. Next up we just have Love is War, Volume 3. Some more comedic stuff. I haven't actually read it yet, but I'm very excited to. Volumes 1 and 2 are an absolute treat, and Volume 3 promises to be more of the same. Next up, we have a big chunk. Some of this is from the con, some of this was from Barnes & Noble. Their summer deal now is buy 2 get 1 free on Viz manga, which is dangerous as fuck, you guys, because I don't collect a lot of Viz as much as other people, but Viz has a lot of stuff that I do want, so I'm like silently dying inside over the things that I could get with this sale. I'm trying to hold myself back as best I can, but I definitely immediately went to Barnes & Noble yesterday and got 3 volumes of a thing because I could, and so I've caught up a bit with One Punch Man, a manga series that I've been at Volume 5 for a very long period of time, and so now I have Volume 6. I'm running out of space to put these. Volume 7, Volume 8, Volume 9, and Volume 10, which only puts me 4 volumes behind of the current release, but once again, I'm not planning on aggressively picking it up as fast as everybody else. I am totally alright with being a little bit behind on One Punch Man, because as much as I love it, it's not a high priority pickup. Most Shonen Jump mangas are. But yeah, that's a little bit more One Punch Man for my collection. I'm a little bit more caught up with everybody than I was before. Next up we have another Japanese manga. I got it because I was at Kinokuniya and I saw it. And it's the only one they had of this series. And I decided to pick it up mostly for just collecting sake. I'm probably going to get whatever else remains of the series. I don't know if it's complete yet, but I'm going to pick up what I do not have, probably off of Amazon Japan at some point, probably. But I found Volume 3 of the 2nd season manga adaptation of Iron-Blooded Orphans. Once again, my favorite Gundam series ever, and I don't care what other people say. But, like, a lot of people do not like Iron-Blooded Orphans. I fucking love it. It's my favorite Gundam series of all time, so even if I can't even read Japanese, I had to pick up the manga. So I now have volumes 1 to 3 of the 1st season manga adaptation, which is complete, and now I just have volume 3 of the 2nd season manga adaptation. So probably going to get the others at some point, now that I know that they exist, now that I know that they're a thing. And that's not even the last one, there's more after that point. I think volume 4 might be the completion, but yeah, volume 3 is not the completion. I thought it was going to be another, 3-part series. No, I was wrong. Next up we have Devilman G Core, Volume 3. Volume 3, like, picks up the series speed in a way that's almost, like, exhausting. Like, holy fucking shit. Like, so many things happen in just this one volume. I kind of wonder where it's gonna go, because originally they kind of followed the basic, Devilman formula pretty closely with volumes 1 and 2, but volume 3, it's all like, like Satan out of nowhere, just a bunch of other characters, a bunch of crap happens. I'm just very curious as to where the series is going to go now, because I thought I'd be able to follow it pretty closely, and then volume 3 happens, and a bunch of stuff just kind of gets thrown at you in volume 3, and I'm just, whoa. But yeah, I'm very interested to see where volume 4 is going to take us whenever that comes out. It is a 5-volume series, I think it is. But yeah, very crazy shit in Devilman G Core, volume 3. Finally caught up with Magical Girl Sight, got volume 6. Things happen. In volume 6, people get their comeuppance. Mysterious things happen. I feel like this manga author likes to do the plot twist where it's all like, I thought you were dead. Like, they're very fond of, like, the bringing people back from the dead plot twist. I won't tell you who, if you're following the series at all, if you haven't bought it already, which would be surprising considering this has been out for a while. I'm really late to the party. But yeah, this manga author is very, very fond of the bringing back people from the dead plot twist, so this manga stands as a testament to that. Next up, I've caught up with Gangsta, finally, got volume 6 and volume 7, and I'm ready for volume 8, which is out in Japanese, so it could be, I don't know when volume 8 is going to come out here, but we're going to get it eventually. I saw volume 8 in Japanese at Kinokuniya, very, very tempted, but decided not to. I'm just going to wait for the English translation whenever that comes out. But I am finally caught up with Gangsta. Hooray! I did it, finally, throwing confetti. Next up, I got the early pickup at the Gundam booth for Land of the Lustrous, Volume 6. This is coming out later this month. I read ahead. I'm a naughty girl, and I read this series online, but I make sure to buy obviously the paper, like the actual physical copies, because I feel bad. If there's ever a manga that I ever like wind up being like tempted to read online, if it is available for print, like I buy it, because I feel bad. But yeah, I'm very aware of the things that happen in this. I'm very excited for what's to come. Our poor Gem Foss is about to go and is about to become more and more unrecognizable as the series goes on. We're about to get into like the sad portion. I can't tell you what, but like it just gets like kind of like depressing after this, like very much so. If it wasn't already depressing already. But yeah, that's volume 6. And then I just caught up with today's Cerberus, volume 9. I hear that the ending is really, like, I heard it ended in Japan, and I hear that the ending was underwhelming. Like, most people did not like the ending, which has got me really fucking scared. But I'm just gonna have to wait and see how I feel about the ending when it comes around. I hope I don't feel the same way, because I don't want to collect this semi-long series and then feel like I wasted my time and my money on a series with a really disappointing ending, and I really hope that's not the case for me. And I do believe this is the final thing that I have to show you all in this haul, and that would be Moteki Volume 2, which I do believe is the final one. I do believe this is the last volume. I think. I heard it was the last volume, but I'm not going to waste your time anymore by flipping through this. Very excited to read this. Moteki Volume 1 was really great. I really love Mitsuru Kubo's work of what I've read. She's definitely become probably one of my favorite manga authors, simply just with Moteki, and again, and I'm very excited for this. I'm very, very excited. And yeah, that is the end of part 1 of my July manga haul. Very, very excited for what else is to come this month. I don't know what else could, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. I might pick up a little more for that buy two get one free for the Viz sale on Barnes & Noble. There's some things that I really, really want that I might be getting in the future. We'll have to see. But yeah, until then, I will see you guys in the next video, whenever that may be. It's really fucking hot in here, and I'm ready to go do things outside where there is an airflow. So yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!